Howdy everyone, it's me once again, the one and only Killer Rodan. And today, as you can see, I'm still going on with my Disney movie marathon. And whether I'm talking about the theme parks, movies, merchandising, TV shows, documentaries, whatever the case may be. As the old saying goes, variety is the spice of life, I guess, right? Whatever. Let's get to the point, shall we? Because I don't want this to be for too long, like some of my videos are. So, okay, I know I've spoken about Donald Trump quite a few times before. Okay, yeah, I still don't like the guy. I still don't. I mean, okay, I know it's like, okay, who cares? We have a new president now. But this is more regards of I guess, this one individual. I know in some ways people might be thinking, okay, so what? Well, let me just hear me out, folks. Yeah, he actually took a stab at Mulan, the Disney's version, because he thought it was a liberal propaganda. Yes, because of the fact that there's a woman. I'm okay dressing up as a dude, but still a woman, fighting the military. Yes, that offended him. That pissed him off right there. As odd as that may seem. Yeah, yeah, this was a whole bit, of course. And yeah, he doesn't like that. Some sort of propaganda about women in the military. Yeah, he's one of those, old people that does not want women in the military. And yes, he has a thing or two about to say about abortion. Not surprising at all. But point being, yeah, this was definitely a thing, folks, of course. And yeah, he claimed that he was victimized by the film. Again, the 1908 version of that Disney had done about a woman who joins the army, of course. And he goes on to claim that the liberals are just being miserable. The liberals, specifically who are working at Disney, assume that Mulan's story will cause a quiet change in the next generation's attitude towards women in combat, and they would just might be right. Uh, are you sure that's what this was about? Really? Of course, he's totally ignoring the fact that this is based on an old story that came out even before Disney was even a thing. Yes, Mulan was better than an old story. Oh boy. Yeah, he does not bring that up at all. Of course he did. Of course he obviously doesn't know. That speaks on his ignorance, I guess you would say. Which of course is really ignorant. But but yeah, he's acting like it's a me thing, but he doesn't seem to realize it's not about him. It's not about him at all whatsoever. I can as if there's some sort of secret thing, and of course, you're trying to tie in, Father's Day and whatnot into this. Oh boy, this just makes him sound really insecure when you think about it. But okay, sure. I mean, okay, this was not the only time he spoke bad about the liberals and Democrats because, yes, of course, he had a thing or two to say about the LGBT plus community. Yes, he assumes that they're taking his rights away from people like him, including himself.
As you go about your work on this and other issues, know that I will always give careful consideration to any bill that you send me. But legislation must be consistent with the Indiana Constitution. I will not support any bill that diminishes the religious freedom of Hoosiers or interferes with the constitutional rights of our citizens to live out their beliefs in worship, service.
Basically, in other words, he's attempting to explain that the LGBT plus community is trying to pretty much destroy the good, wholesome family values in America. Are you kidding me? Yeah, I know. This sounds familiar because I know in America for a good while there was the anti-Japanese sentiment kind of thing going on, and he actually did during World War II, by the way, and afterwards for a while. I guess that they're somehow trying to attack America. I mean, some Japanese are bad, sure, but you can't just blame the entire group. And while it may be true that they did attack a very specific part in the Bay Area, and quite successfully as well, and probably brutally, but again, you can't blame the entire group just because of some bad eggs. You gotta be kidding me. So you gotta say the same exact thing with the LGBT plus community and whatnot. Yes, of course. Like I said, the Father's Day and whatnot. A lot of this, of course, is mentioned, and this is some Mulan, the original one. It's somehow against that. I don't get it. So yeah, of course, this is hysteria over a character that doesn't even exist, like at all. So yeah, he's trying to act as if there's like a some sort of evil thing going on with Disney. So, I mean, yes, of course, this was not the first time that a politician had said something about Disney, of course, and whatnot. But apparently, according to what he has, this individual, this politician, he has stated that even in the Disney film, of course, he's trying to explain that the it just doesn't make any sense. It's about being politically correct types of movies. They totally apparently missed the irony part of the story. He said that they are likely added because it adds realism, which the viewer could identify with the characters. Okay, I don't know what he's talking about, but then he just goes on to say that, oh, you see, stay with me on this. Many young men find many young women to be sexually attractive. What does this got to do with Mulan exactly? I don't know. You mean like how there's a lot of women out there who are pretty muscular, like this? Which is fine, I guess. If that's your cup of tea, sure. Okay. Is that what you're referring to, or or do you mean like that there are men out there who look extremely effeminate, like this individual here? Is that what you're referring to? I don't know. Uh, this is very vague. This is what I'm getting at. I'm confused here. Like, what specifically are you talking about? Like, okay, that's a thing for some people, but what does this have to do with Mulan, though? What are you getting at? What specifically does this have to do with the movie? Um, are you just insecure by your own manhood that a woman can do a one up against you? Uh, is that what it is? Probably. But yeah, just I don't get any of this like at all whatsoever because, like I said, none of it makes any sense whatsoever. What propaganda are you talking about? Okay. Then he would just go on to say that many young women would find many young men to be attractive sexually. Okay, so what? What does that got to do with anything? And he just again just blabbers on to say put them together in a close quarters for long periods of time, things would get interesting, according to what he's saying, I guess. And just like they would eventually did for young Mulan. So Mulan got freaky dicky with somebody in the military at some point. When did this ever happen? When did this ever happen in the movie? Is that what you're saying? So yada yada yada. Putting women in the military is a bad idea. Yeah, he does not like the concept of women being in military. So, what? Yeah, that's what this entire thing is about, really. At his core, he does not want women in the military. I mean, okay, yeah, I get it. He's trying to say that men themselves, especially if they're young, they can't control themselves because their hormones are all over the place. At least that's what I'm getting from this anyway. So, okay, it still doesn't make any sense. So, I mean, yes, there are men out there, young or old, or somewhere in the middle. When it comes to sex, yes, they cannot control themselves. Yeah, that does happen. But what does that got to do with the movie, or Disney, or liberals, or Democrats, or the LGBT plus community, or the supporters? What does anything have to do with anything? I is confused. Uh, uh, this is so dumb. This is painfully dumb. Oh boy. And no, just to be clear, I'm not saying every politician is bad. Yes, there are bad politicians. I'm not denying that. Some of them actually do questionable stuff. That I will agree. I'm not trying to say every rich folk is bad. I'm not trying to say every wealthy person is bad. I'm not trying to say every corporation is bad. No, no, I'm not saying any of that. Okay, just to be clear. And but anyway, that would be it. There's not much else to say that. Then it's stupid. Like I just said a moment ago. All right, folks. Yeah. This is just something stupid. Oh boy. Okay, I'm starting to repeat myself here. Anyway, as always, thanks for watching and take care. Until next time, see ya. Oh yeah. Later.